Hi, Vegan for Good friends. It's Bev Buckley here again, and the 80-20 rule. So something that assisted us, my fiance and myself, in becoming vegan was the 80-20 rule. And one of the things I can say, when we were moving into veganism, we fully explored each of the sort of levels of eating food. So when we went into vegetarianism, I think we ate halloumi 3 times a day. That was our main protein source. We also drank a lot of whey shakes at that time. Obviously, we've moved on since then. But one of the things that I recognized is I sometimes have an all or nothing mentality. Like, I've got to give it all I've got or it's not worth it. And something that I can say for success, if you're wanting to explore veganism specifically, is the 80-20 rule, or even 60-40. So if you're wanting to explore being vegan, allow yourself that 20% leeway. So it's not all or nothing. Another thing with being vegan is some people think that it's healthier to be vegan, and it's not necessarily the case. There's no such thing as being healthier in something if you're still eating the fried foods. And a lot of times being vegan, if you go to a restaurant where there's no vegan options, guess what you end up choosing? Yes, fried chips, which is usually sometimes the only vegan option, or a piece of manky lettuce and tomato, which not all of us feel very excited about. So just to be aware of that, even within being vegan, you can do 80-20. You know, you can think about 80% of your options being healthier options, maybe more raw foods or more raw salads, although that can upset digestion in some people if they've just started moving across. Moving from being a person who eats meat or carne, if you want to call it that, to becoming a vegan, or even a raw vegan, or even further than that, fruitarian, and there's so many different levels. It is good to be kind to the body and to do it in stages and not overtax the system. Another thing that's really, really important, which I think I'm going to be putting a few videos up and some interesting information on, is detoxification. So a lot of people don't recognize that your body, oftentimes, especially eating all of these normal foods that we eat, is toxic. A lot of the food is toxic to the body, and a lot of people don't realize how toxic it is to the body. So when they're trying to move on to eating healthier or vegan foods, they don't recognize that part of the reason why they're feeling so tired and low on energy or not feeling good is because the body is going through a thing called a healing crisis, which means that it's letting go of all those toxins, and that usually goes into the bloodstream first to be let out. So you're going to feel bad before you feel better. Obviously, I go into more detail with this with the actual program, but I thought I'd just touch on that point because I have been having a few people asking me about it. And I think it's really, really important to recognize that this isn't about all or nothing. This is about experimentation and seeing what works for you. And what works for some people won't work for others. What works for me might not work for you. The thing that I'm developing with this program is for it to be as simple as possible and for it to be as versatile as possible to work with real life. Because in real life, we're not all going to eat superfoods and chia seeds and those kinds of things. I mean, for lunch today, we had roast potatoes, carrots, and baby marrows, which I think you call zucchini in the States. We had that, and it was in the oven, like baked in the oven with coconut oil, obviously, and a few nice little spices. But, that wouldn't necessarily be classified as the healthiest dish. But so what? We enjoyed it. It was good. It was loving. It felt like home-cooked mama's food, and it was delicious. And, more often than not, we do choose the salad, but sometimes all of us are allowed to choose these kinds of things. The thing about veganism, if you understand the core thing that veganism is really all about, it is about non-violence. And if you're enjoying your baked potatoes and you're feeling love from it because it brings up those good emotions, then eat them. That's not being violent to you, and it's not being violent to any animals, or any other beings. It's actually being kind to you because you're honoring what you enjoy. So I hope that all serves you, and I hope that you enjoyed this little video, and post your comments. Let me know what you think, what you feel, what your favorite foods are. Cool. Vegan for good. Here we go.